Hello students, my name is Urvish Mewada. I am head of the department in Electrical Engineering Department, Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat Gandhinagar. I am the subject matter of Power System 2, which is in semester number 5, Gujarat Technological University, and the subject code of the subject is 3150911. So as we start this subject with chapter number 1. So the chapter number 1 is basic principles of power system. So in chapter number 1 we start with the topic number 1. The topic number 1 is power in single phase AC circuit. So as we all know that AC circuit means it's alternating current circuit, means which operates with the help of alternating current. So in the case of alternating current, or we can say alternating circuits, it is difficult to measure the power, or we can say to find out the power. So the reason behind this problem is the voltage and current both are instantaneous value. It means its value changes with respect to time, means as you measure the value of voltage or current at any interval of time, its value is different. So that's why it is called instantaneous value, and that instantaneous value is influenced by the supply. So we cannot calculate the power in AC circuit as we calculate in DC circuit, but we can still say the power is the we can say sum, or we can say power is equal to the voltage, product of voltage and current. Now another point is that in AC circuit, the we can say power component of the power component, or we can say elements, are we can say magnetic, or it produce the electric field. So whenever that components get charged, it will store the energy, and whenever that energy discharged, or we can say released, so that released energy comes back, and that can affect the voltage and current waveform, so that it is very difficult to again measure the power. So therefore due to this above limitations, the average power absorbed by the circuit is the sum of power stored and the power return over one complete cycle. So from that we can say that the average power consumption will be the average of the instantaneous power over one full cycle with the instantaneous power. The P is defined as the multiplication of the voltage and the instantaneous current I. Now one more important point we should consider over here, that the sine function is periodic and continuous. So the average power given over all time will be exactly the same as the average power given over a single cycle. So it means we can measure average power at any instant of time whenever we have a different type of elements are present inside the circuit. Okay, so just we recall this AC circuit. Now here one circuit is drawn. In this circuit the supply voltage is V at time t, and the current is I at time t, and this is the impedance, or we can say load. So if we plot a sinusoidal voltage waveform the of the circuit is, so this is the voltage waveform, and we can measure this voltage Vt is, we can say, Vmax sin theta. Now this is instantaneous. From this waveform you can see 0 to 360 at every interval of time the value of voltage is changing. So we can easily understand from this. So E1 means EMF 1 at 0 degree, it is Vm into 0, means sin 0 0. Again 180 it is 0, 360 it is 0, but at 90 and 270 at 90 degree it is V positive Vm, and at 270 degree it is minus Vm. Now let us assume that the waveform of the voltage and current both are sinusoidal. So from that we can write an equation for the voltage and current over here like this. So Vt is Vm cos omega t plus theta V. Theta V is the angle for voltage, and It is the Im cos omega t plus theta I. Theta I is again angle or we can say sinusoidal angle of the current. Now instantaneous power from this two, as we already discussed that power is we can say product of voltage and current waveform, or we can say product of voltage and current. So PT is delivered to the load is a product of voltage and current. IT is given by PT is equal to VT into IT. Now replace this two equations, or we can say values of VT and IT over here. So the equation will become VMIM cos omega t plus theta V plus cos omega t plus theta I. So from this again it can be say that k it is difficult to again measure a power, because in this two components there are two quantities, one is power absorbed and one is power dissipated. So let us bifurcate both the quantities. So it is informative to write the previous equation using trigonometric identity. So from cos A cos B means cos alpha into cos beta is equal to 1/2 cos A minus B plus 1/2 cos A plus B. Now which results in from the previous equation, if we write an equation for the power, 1/2 VMIM cos theta V minus theta I plus cos 2 omega t plus theta V plus theta I. Here the second quantity, or we can say power dissipated, the frequency will become twice. Now as you solve this, you will get this result in terms of power, and again you solve, you will get PT is equal to mod V mod I cos theta 1 plus cos 2 omega t plus theta V plus mod V mod I sin theta sin 2 omega t plus theta V. Here theta is the difference between voltage and current waveform. Now where V and I are the root mean square value, that's why it is written in the mode, and theta is the phase difference between two waveforms. Therefore the resultant equation is power at time t is this first quantity indicates the energy flow into the circuit, and this second term indicates the energy borrowed or returned by the circuit. It is depending upon an element present in the circuit. It means we can say, unlike to the resistive circuit, power will absorb or power will dissipated by the inductive and capacitive circuits. Now from the above equation we can write we can say that, as I already discussed, the second term is a time varying sinusoidal whose frequency is equal to the twice angular frequency of the supply due to the 2 omega part of the term. So from that the previous waveform we can say that the frequency of the second term will become twice. Now the value of theta is an angle between, as already we discussed, theta is an angle between voltage and current, or we can say impedance angle, as we already studied the impedance triangle Z, V and I. So where theta is if positive, or we can say the value of theta is positive, the load is negative. If load is negative, we'll get the theta positive, and negative load is just because of the inductive load, that's why it is called lagging. And theta is negative if the load is capacitive, it means leading. Now leading means current lags to V and current leads to V, means if you draw a vector of voltage and current, so in this case current lags V by 90 degree or somewhere, but it will lags. But in the second case, voltage and current angle, we can say current leads to V by 90 degree if it is purely capacitive, and suppose if that is there is a capacitive load, then definitely current will leads with somewhat angle. Now in previous case, as we define the equation for P at time t, so here we are separating that two terms. At PR at t means this is the power absorbed by the component, so Vi cos theta plus Vi cos theta cos 2 omega t plus omega t plus theta V. Then the second component of the previous equation, or we can say component from that equation, is power dissipated by the component, so it is Pxt Vi sin theta sin 2 omega t plus theta V. Okay, so from this two equation we can say that the first quantity is cosine term and second quantity is sinusoidal term. Now if you write an average value of that power, so that will become P is equal to Vi cos theta, where V is the RMS value of the voltage and I is the RMS value of the current, and the unit of power is in watt. Now for the second term, the AC power dissipated in circuit can be also found in terms of we can say impedance. So impedance is a combination of all the elements which are present inside the circuit. So basically we have three types of element: resistive, inductive and capacitive. So for inductive we have the inductive reactance, for capacitive we have the capacitive reactance. So we can write an equation for the impedance is under root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So from the impedance triangle we can determine the theta for we can say different term, like theta is equal to cos inverse of R by Z, where R is the resistance and Z is the impedance of the circuit. Or we can say again sine inverse is XL by Z, XL is the inductive reactance and Z is the impedance. Or we can say tan inverse XL by R, so where XL is the inductive reactance and R is the resistance of the circuit. So from that we have the power equation is, if we know the voltage and impedance, if we know the value of voltage and impedance, then power equation P is equal to V square by Z cos theta. And the power equation, if we know the current and impedance, then power equation is I square Z cos theta. Now here we'll discuss the different elements, we can say effect of power on different elements. So if there is purely resistive circuit in the we can say power system, so here one resistance symbol is drawn, and the current, this is the current passing through the resistance, and this is the voltage across, or we can say voltage drop across the resistance. Now if we write an equation current, as we all know that from the Ohm's law V by R, and where Z is equal to R means impedance is equal to, we can say, resistance. This is the we can say resonance condition. Now if we plot a vector diagram for this resistive element, then both voltage and current waveform both are in phase, means both are starting from 0 and going we can say maximum at same time, and 0 again 180, then going negative maximum at same time, and 360 both are 0. So that's why if you plot the vector of this waveform, Z is at angle 0, so R plus J 0, and from this we can write an equation for the power Vi cos theta, where cos theta is equal to 0, so cos 0 is equal to 1. So power, maximum power, we can say consumed by the, we can say, resistance. So P is equal to Vi into 1, so Vi watt. Now this is the resultant waveform of this wave. So here this is a current waveform, this blue line indicates the voltage waveform, and between this two, this is the average line, or we can say average power consumed by the circuit. And the above one, this top one, indicates this is the power consumed, upper portion, or we can say real power of the circuit. So from this we can define V is equal to Vm sin theta, and we can determine I is equal to I from the Im sin theta, and the power equation P is equal to V into I. Also, for a pure resistive circuit, the impedance angle is 0 and power factor is unity, so that the apparent and real power are equal. The electric energy is transformed into the thermal energy, and this is the power equation of the resistive component. Now AC power in purely inductive circuit. Now this is the symbol of inductor, and it is denoted as L. Now this I is the current passing through this inductor, and V is the voltage drop across this inductor. Now as we all know that inductive reactance XL is equal to 2 pi FL. It means reactance is directly proportional to the frequency. And if you write an equation from the Ohm's law, again V by R, but here this is a purely inductive circuit, so instead of R we'll write the inductive reactance XL because R is equal to 0. Now if you draw a vector diagram of the purely inductive circuit, so we already defined that the theta is lagging only when the inductor is present in the circuit. So this is a lagging, we can say power, we can say the voltage is starting from 0 and your current is starting from 90-degree lag. So there is a theta difference, or we can say 90-degree difference between voltage and current waveform. This in blue line indicate the voltage waveform, I line indicate the current waveform. Now this plus Vm indicates this is the positive, we can say positive Vmax, and this Im indicates this is the maximum current Im at positive side, and this is the negative side. So this is the positive negative Vm and this is the negative Im. Now if you plot the vector diagram from this waveform, then this V is taken as a reference. So as V is taken as a reference and inductor is present inside the circuit, so we can write we can draw I lags to V by theta degree, or we can say 90-degree, because this is a purely inductive circuit. So if the circuit is purely inductive, the current lags the voltage by 90-degree and the average power is 0. Therefore a purely inductive circuit, there is no transformation of the energy from the electrical to non-electrical form, and the instantaneous power at the terminal of a purely inductive circuit oscillates between the circuit and the source. When P at T is positive, energy is being stored in the magnetic field, because this inductor has a property for we can say initial time it will charge with high current, and then after certain time it will get discharged. So if we talk about the element inductor, so energy is being extracted from the magnetic field of the inductive element, and this is an AC power waveform for a pure inductor. So here you can see that this is the voltage waveform, this is the current waveform, and this is the resultant of this two. So above topmost portion of this waveform is, we can say, power consumed, and this is negative side indicates the power return. So from this two we can write an equation, we can say active power and reactive power. Then P is equal to Vi cos theta. Again cos is 90, means cos 90 is 0, so power consumed is, active power consumed is 0. Now if you talk about the reactive power, QL, or we can say inductor's reactive power, QL, is Vi sin theta, because it is a sinusoidal quantity, so sin 90 is again 1, so QL is equal to Vi into 1, so it means Vi, or we can say VAR, means it's a reactive power. So from these equations we can say that energy is being extracted from the magnetic field of the inductive element. Now the third element is AC power in purely capacitive circuit. Now this is a symbol of capacitor, this is the current I which is passing through the capacitor, and this is the voltage across capacitor. Now from the we can say circuit, or we can say from the symbol, if we write an equation according to the Ohm's law of current I, then again it is V by R. Again R is 0, so here it is a tendency of a capacitor. For certain value of time it will charge with the help of voltage, and after certain time it will get discharged. So if you write an equation for capacitive reactance, Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi f c. So this term is, we can say, capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to the frequency, and from that we can write an equation I is equal to V by Xc. Now here R is equal to 0, and from the waveform you can, as the waveform is drawn over here, so as you already discussed that if the capacitor is present in the circuit, then current will lead to voltage by 90 degree if it is a purely capacitive circuit, and here we are discussing about the purely capacitive circuit. Now as far as this waveform concerned, you can see that voltage waveform is starting from 0, and 180 it is at 90 degree it is maximum, 180 it is again 0, then 270 it is negative maximum, 360 is again 0. Now current waveform you can see over here, it is 90 degree ahead, means this is the theta difference between voltage and current waveform. This Im indicates maximum value of the current, and Vm indicates the maximum value of the voltage. Now here Im is starting from the 90 degree, means leading, and at 90 degree the voltage is maximum, current is minimum, or we can say 0. At 180 degree voltage waveform is 0 and current is negative maximum, and at 270 current is again 0 and voltage is negative maximum, and 360 voltage is 0 and current is positive maximum. Now this is the average waveform of this above waveform drawn of the purely capacitive circuit. Now in this purely capacitive circuit you can see that these two are the waveforms of voltage and current. This is the resultant waveform. So upper portion, positive portion, indicates the power consumed by the purely capacitive circuit, and the lower portion indicates the power returned back inside the circuit due to the tendency of the capacitor. Now as we write an equation, we can say active power and reactive power equation. So P is equal to Vm sin omega t, Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. So it will become Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t, and if you put the values, so Vm RMS value of Vm is Vm by root 2, and RMS value of Im is Im by root 2, and sin omega t into cos omega t will become sin 2 omega t. Or at this time, if you put the value of angle, or we can say sinusoidal angle, at that time you will get P is equal to 0. Sin 90 is sin 0, 0. So at this time you will get P is equal to 0, mean active power is 0. And if you write an equation for Q, or we can say reactive power for the capacitive circuit, Vi sin theta, and sin 90, or we can say minus 90, it is minus 1. So reactive power is minus VI. VAR is the unit of reactive power. Now if the load is purely the conclusion is, if the load is purely capacitive, the current leads the voltage by 90 degree and the average power is 0. So there is no transformation of the energy from the electrical to non-electrical form. And in purely capacitive circuit, the power oscillates between the source and the electric field associated with the capacitive element. Now this is the power, we can say, consumed by different elements and power in the AC circuit. Now from this topic, these are the assignment questions for the 5th sem students. So you can take the snap of this, and the related instructions are written below the assignment question. The first question is, what do you mean by the AC circuit? Why we need to measure the AC power of the circuit? Second is, derive the formula for the AC power in the single phase AC circuit. And third is, define the power through different elements with necessary derivation and waveform. The instructions, please listen it carefully. All the students are informed to submit your assignment to the related faculty, means concerned subject faculty, till the next day from the lecture delivered. Your attendance is being considered only when you submit the assignment, means if you submit your assignment from the, or we can say to the assignment provided by the faculty to the next day of the presentation, and then your attendance will be considered. You have to use file page one side blank for the assignment, and submit your assignment with proper file name. This is the file name format written. So you can take the snap of this too. Thank you student. If you have any doubt or any query after this topic, so you can contact me. You have my WhatsApp number and you have my contact number. You feel free to call me, and you can solve your doubts and queries. Thank you very much student. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan. Thank you all. Thank you students.